Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I'm using the Zweihander, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and I gotta say, I really like this weapon. I really like it a lot, and it's actually for a reason completely unrelated to the pros and the cons of the weapon. I like this weapon because when you're using it, and when you're using ultra greatswords in general, actually, you can just sort of feel the weight behind the swings and the power of the swings. It's just a really cool little thing, you know, how the screen shakes a little bit sometimes, and I don't know, I really like that about this weapon. So, anyway, just some basic info on the Zweihander. Aside from the fact that people pronounce it many different ways and always argue over how it's pronounced, which I don't think is too important, the Zweihander has a strength requirement of 24, dexterity of 10. It has a C scaling in strength and a D scaling in dexterity, so it is in fact a quality weapon. And, you know, that's a little interesting. For a long time, people were using this on strength builds, and I never really understood that. I mean, sure, it's got that 24 strength requirement, but, I mean, it's definitely a quality weapon. So, whatever. It also has a weight of 10 units, which is very, very good, because that means it is, in fact, the lightest of the Ultra Greatsword class weapons. I believe the next closest one to that, I would have to say, is the regular Greatsword, and then the Black Knight Greatsword, Demons, and then Dragon. I believe that's the order that they're going from lowest to highest weight, just throwing that out there. And I guess that's all the basic info on this weapon. Now, the pros and the cons. So the biggest pro of the weapon is its ability to stun, and that is not something unique to the Zweihander itself. That is an Ultra Greatsword pro in general. Now, Ultra Greatswords with their two-handed R1s are able to stun anyone with 76 poise or lower on the very first hit. So, because most people in PvP have around 53 poise, you're going to be able to stun a lot of people very easily. Now, the second biggest pro is something that is greatly benefited from the first, and they sort of work hand in hand. It was actually a little hard to decide which one I wanted to say is the number one pro. The ability to dead angle with this weapon is fantastic. And because of that, well, I mean, you can dead angle your first swing, stun them, and then keep R1 spamming to stun lock them, and then they're done in like 2 or 3 hits. Well, more like 3 or 4 hits, depending on how much health they have. Really, I mean, this weapon does a lot of damage. That's another pro that it's got going for it. So, I guess all of those things combined can make it a very dangerous weapon. Now, one more thing about it that I like, pancakes. You can just sort of flatten people very, very easily. I mean, your two-handed R2 can flatten them, and a jumping attack can do it, so definitely a fun thing to do. I like doing it a lot. Anyway, the biggest con of the weapon, I would have to say, is it's really easy to parry. I mean, it's got a very slow swing speed, and because of that, it's easy to parry. Also, because it's got a very slow swing speed and recovery time, it is easy for someone to just sort of block and then walk around and backstab you very easily. I mean, I think it actually might be either this fight or the next. Yeah, he just blocks it, I'm recovering, and he just walks around for a backstab. Really easy to do. I mean, that's definitely not a good thing for the weapon. So, I would have to say that pretty much sums up all the pros and the cons. I mean, it's kind of straightforward. I mean, the biggest pro of the weapon is the fact that it can stun. You've got your dead angling, you've got your good damage output, you can make pancakes. Yeah. The cons, you can easily be parried. You can easily be backstabbed by just someone blocking and walking around. You're going to have a hard time fighting against people who use faster weapons that can get in and out really quickly. It's a difficult thing to do sometimes. Like if they're using, say, an S-stock or a rapier, you're going to have a hard time fighting against them, because aside from the fact they can turtle poke you, they're just really quick in general, so you'll struggle a little bit with them probably. So I guess that really sums it up. I actually don't have anything else to say because I already recapped it. One thing I actually do have to say, though, I just remembered, I just saw it. When you're doing its two-handed R2, and I'm not sure about the one-handed R2, I do know it works for the running attack also, though. So the two-handed R2 and the running attack when two-handed, they make a little shockwave when you miss. So you can still stun someone with that shockwave, and it actually can be toggled out of. One of my friends, Suicide Frog, I was fighting him with this weapon, and he actually toggled the shockwave. It looked really cool. So, just throwing that out there. Anyway, this is the last fight. I already recapped everything a few minutes ago, about a minute ago now. So, I don't have anything else to say. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.